turn our focus on the issue of Mosop with the Shell company, but still on the oil and gas matters in the country. And of course, we'll talk this with the president of Mosop, who is currently connected virtually to discuss the way forward, as they have laid allegations as to the Shell company diversifying without making remittances, or looking forward to clearing up the environment in the Niger Delta states and ensuring that the people have a cleaner environment. And in fact, Mosop has called for a probe of this issue over estimated $173.8 billion. In fact, 29 years after state-sponsored execution of environmental activists Ken Saruwa and 8 others, the movement for the survival has asked the federal government to investigate Shell Petroleum Company, SPDC, over an estimated $173.8 billion allegedly concealed during its operations in Ogoni between 1958 and 1993. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Sunday, Mosop President Figalo Nsuke marked the 29th memorial of the executions ordered by the Abacha regime, calling for accountability from Shell. Nsuke alleged that while Shell reported a daily production of 28,000 barrels, Ogoni Fields had a production capacity of at least 350 barrels. 350,000 barrels. Now we'll get to discuss this particular issue of economic sabotage, as he described it, as we're being joined by the president of Mosop, Suke. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Many thanks for joining us on the program. Mr. Nsuke.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
The President Bola Tinubu had commended the Ogoni people for standing tall, especially through the many rigors that they've encountered leading up to this point. But then your concern is about economic sabotage. Could you bring us some context as regards your grievances in this particular matter?
Yes, I think the president's commendation was only an acknowledgement of the peaceful struggles of the Ogoni people. As a matter of fact, we provided an innovative model for people to agitate, for people to complain about whatever they don't like, and the non-violent approach is supposed to, be something Nigeria should appreciate, because when you reward non-violence, you're actually telling people that they shouldn't take up arms against the state. When you fail to reward non-violence, then you're telling people that they should take arms against the state, and that's not right. That's not good. So the president's comment is something that we do truly appreciate. Yes, the second part of your question.
Okay, if we're looking at the concern, now for a number of years, over a period of time, the federal government has ordered cleanup of Ogoni, but you seem still unsatisfied with the ordering and directive. What exactly is the problem?
The cleanup, they call it remediation, and there can be no remediation without compensation for livelihood losses. And so cleanup is not about covering surface spills with laterites, and people have lost their farms, people have lost their agricultural products, and nothing is being done to compensate them. And then when you talk about livelihood support, you hear things like we are sending people overseas to go and learn piloting, to go and learn medicine. How does that address the issue that people's farms were destroyed and that they've lost their sources of food and that they need to be compensated? That is one. The thing is that the Ogoni pollution has taken decades. It has taken well over 50 years now. And you have a thick layer of crude oil pollution sitting on the water the Ogoni people drink. What is the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project doing about this thick layer of oil that is sitting on the oil that people are drinking? And so they are cleaning surface pollution, but the bigger problem is that people are taking poison every day as water. And that is the big problem we have with the entire system. That's why we say that there is no cleanup going on in Ogoni. What is going on is a scam. What is going on is deceit. Let them tell us what they are doing about the underground pollution, because that is for them. You can deal with the surface pollution. It's quite easy. People come and see, oh, you're doing fantastic job and all of that. But the bigger problem that is killing people and destroying lives is that the water they drink is poisoned, and the UNEP report they claim to be implementing highlighted these facts. I am telling you that there is a thick layer of oil sitting on the water drinking, not just in Ogoni, in the entire Niger Delta. And I repeat, in the entire Niger Delta region and even beyond, because a study by the same hydrocarbon pollution remediation project prior to 2016 suggested that underground water pollution is traveling by 1.5 kilometers annually. When you take that statistics, stand at any point and measure what the pollution can be over a period of 20 years. That is 30 kilometers. Take that again from another position. So you see that it's a very serious crisis. And that is the point we are making. We are not saying that no work is going on, but what we are saying is that this work that is going on is not addressing the pollution in Ogoni, and it's not addressing the pollution in the entire Niger Delta. And if you don't clean the Niger Delta, Ogoni will get repolluted because the pollution is traveling. So the entire Niger Delta, the cleanup as a matter of fact right now is supposed to be expanded to cover the entire Niger Delta.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm asking, what is this probe that
what is
you
this,
are calling on Shell over, is it $173.8 allegedly concealed during its operations in 1993? Can you help us clear that up?
Yes, and I'm very emphatic about it. Shell the actual pollution in Ogoni. Let's do a very common sense analysis. Shell reported 28,000 barrels of oil every day, and they were drilling over 200 wells. That is to say, Shell is telling us that they were doing an average of 140 barrels of oil on each well in Ogoni. That doesn't make economic sense, because you're talking about the cost of production. Look, even investing in the area alone, for you to do in Ogoni, it will cost you nothing less than $10 million to drill one well. So when you consider the investment involved, you consider the cost of moving this product from that point of production export terminal, the cost of moving this product from that export terminal to where the consumers are, you will just see a very common sense that Shell had been stealing from Nigeria. Shell had been lying about their production capacity. Now, when the report itself, the US suggests that they were doing approximately 175,000 barrels per day. And what we are simply saying is that Shell has cheated our country, Shell has lied to our country, and Shell has sabotaged our economy. And we are asking the government to probe this. We want the government to investigate the claim that Shell was drilling 28,000 barrels per day in an environment that is extremely porous and extremely permeable. I repeat, it is not possible. It is impossible for Shell to do 140 barrels on one well in an extremely permeable, porous environment like Ogoni.
What are those changes that you wish to see?
And I'm saying that from the statistics we have, Shell was actually doing over 350,000 barrels a day, and they were reporting 28,000 barrels. They were sabotaging our economy, and they should be probed. Let them bring back our money, because Nigeria needs money. They should return our money. They were not reporting what they were doing. That's what we are saying.
this issue of has met people without so much of access. Are you looking forward to seeing, perhaps giving us a time frame as well?
Sorry, I can barely hear you. Sorry.
Maybe not just from the shell company, maybe not just from the shell company, but also from the federal government as well.
I can barely hear you. Please, can you come again?
I'm talking about the issue of divestment. Which while now has been talking about. And I'm now talking about. And I'm asking, what exactly or what changes are you looking forward to seeing, as well as giving us a time frame which you look forward to seeing these changes implemented for the Ogoni Palace, the Niger Delta.
We will actually like to see the divestment program being halted, because what we see there is that Shell is attempting to evade responsibility for our crimes in the Niger Delta. Shell is attempting to divest. The new company, they buy over both assets and liabilities. And so essentially is going to, I mean, Shell is going to evade the responsibility for what they've done. There are some reports. For example, if you look at the Bayelsa State environmental study, there is a report that was just released by the Bayelsa State government, and one that was released by Kabet Kache, non-governmental organization. Scientific reports suggest that the people were tested, and there were evidence that they had hydrocarbons in their blood. These are offenses crime Shell has committed in the Niger Delta, for which they need to be punished. And so I see the divestment as Shell's way of running away from responsibility. And that's why I say it should be halted. Thank you very much.
All right. Quickly, let's also look at the issue in River State. We still have in the studio Barrister Martin Supe. The issue in River State, in fact, today has the beginning of the special panel, Court of Appeal panel, concerning the rift between the governor, Seminala Fubara, and the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, as well as other issues, the House of Assembly issues as well. And they're supposed to begin sitting today. Do you think this will resolve all of the political crisis in the state?
Well, for me, if the special appeal panel has been set up to look at the uprisings in River State is determined to do justice according to law, certainly peace will be achieved. But if the appeal panel decides to look the other way and do the biddings of a particular individual who wants to assume the position of a low-budget Idi Amin Dada of Uganda in River State, then definitely peace will not be achieved. What are the issues here in River State? It all started when the governor decided to be the governor.
So we may not have time to enter into the details, but then really, okay, your point is well noted.
All right.
But then let's quickly chip in another issue, just because we're out of time. Well, recently the ex-governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, was invited by the EFCC, and in fact it was alleged that he was detained, but he has come out to refute that. But since this invitation, calls have been coming as regards the issue of probe of ex-governors. To what extent, in 30 seconds, do you think that this is necessary, especially in light of this invitation?
Okay. I think the arrest of former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and by the EFCC, for me, I don't even want to look at the criminal aspect, if he stole money in River State or not. For me, I just want to arrive at the position that it is a political witch hunt. The present administration wants to silence all dissenting voices. You see the way they are putting fires in different political parties to ensure that no political party has a strong opposition to oppose the policies of the present administration. These are the political gimmicks deployed by the present administration in order to silence dissenting voices. And we have seen so many prosecutions by the EFCC. Just imagine last year, the EFCC, after witch hunting the former Attorney General of the Federation, no, former Attorney General of the Federation, for over 5 years, what's his name? Mohammed Adoke. Yes, Mohammed Adoke, for over 5 years. Only for them to go to the court and say that they don't have any evidence against the former Minister of Justice. So look at it here that even the EFCC will make arrests before investigation. They will make arrests. They will give it a very loud
they call it
invitation. But they had, at some point, they had confirmed that Okowa was in their custody. And him regaining his freedom was by bail. That is the process.
All right, Barrister Okwe, thank you very much for featuring on Niger Delta today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We do appreciate your time. And as far as much as we can take, this is where we'll be drawing the curtains. But then we'll also be playing you with music from the Niger Delta region, or done by two Niger Deltans. From Akwa Ibom State, specifically. I'm talking about IT Dennis as well as Moses Bliss. And the song is titled Can't Thank You Enough, but in the native language, Nkanu Goma. And so we'll be leaving with that piece. I am Jennifer Pius. Thank you for having stayed with us on the show today.